What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. If you didn't know, we're rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout the whole summer transfer window for you guys to stay up to date with here on YouTube through June, July and August with all the latest Manchester City transfer news. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. As I said, I'm going to keep you guys up to date every single day here on YouTube with all the latest City transfer news. Also, don't forget, social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. And do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including the goalkeeping situation. Now, if you was in charge at Manchester City, what would you do? I'll speak more about that in just one moment. But first, I want to speak about the out news. We've got the very latest on Sergio Gomez. Really interesting this. Fabrizio Romano has said that Real Sociedad, they're negotiating right now with Manchester City to try and sign Sergio Gomez from the club. He doesn't mention if it's going to be a permanent transfer or a loan, so we'll wait and see. I suspect they may look towards a loan, maybe with an option to buy. Probably suits both parties, that, to be honest. I think a good season on loan for Sergio Gomez may just give him the confidence, if he does want to come back to Manchester City, to be an absolutely sound squad player for City. Very versatile, can play left back, left wing, probably can play in central midfield as well. Very good with his feet. He's great with his ball distribution. He's got a good cross on him. He just seems a very promising prospect that just needs to be given more playing time. So if it was up to me, I'd loan him, maybe put an option to buy to give an incentive there for Real Sociedad to actually use him on a loan. Maybe Man City want to include an obligation to buy if it is to be a loan. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe Manchester City just want it to be a straight up loan, no purchase option. Again, we'll see. If it's to be a permanent transfer, what sell-on clause, what buyback clause we're going to include, we'll have to wait and see and wait for more details. But what we do know, Real Sociedad very much interested in signing Sergio Gomez from Manchester City this summer. Now, moving on, we've got the very latest on KDB, Kevin De Bruyne, and L'Equipe over in France have said that privately, apparently Kevin De Bruyne has said that his decision is, certainly for this summer anyway, is he wants to stay in Manchester for the foreseeable future. He's open to signing a new contract with Manchester City. He's just waiting for Man City to sit down with him and his entourage to be able to negotiate a new contract, because his contract is up in 12 months' time. Next summer, Kevin De Bruyne could leave Manchester City. It could be a case where we lose Kevin De Bruyne and Pep Guardiola in one window next summer if they don't sign new contracts. Man City have got the power to offer new contracts to try and get them to sign. Sounds like Kevin De Bruyne is interested in extending his contract. So do City want to keep hold of De Bruyne? How keen is he on a move away? What kind of extension is he looking for? Is he looking for 1 year extension, 2 year extension, 3 year extension? What are his plans? It needs to be an open, honest conversation and move on from there, because I think open and honesty is the best way forward when dealing with complex situations in your football squad, like contract extensions. And that moves me very nicely onto the big breaking news from today, when it takes us on to the contract news with Stefan Ortega Moreno, because he has sat down with Manchester City. He's been very open and honest about him wanting to challenge and be Manchester City's number one. The rumours are that Manchester City don't know what's going to happen with Ederson, so Man City do want some clarification on what's happening with Stefan Ortega Moreno, and he has said that he's happy to extend his deal at Manchester City. There was some interest coming in from other clubs in Europe this summer in Ortega. It wasn't exactly like there were no offers out there. We know Anderlecht were interested. There were plenty of interest coming in from Germany as well. He's decided to say no to them and says he wants to extend his Manchester City contract. It is only a 1 year extension. I'm interpreting that as Ortega wants to see how things go and assess the situation again next summer. He knows that his contract isn't up now for next summer, so it gives him an extra year to consider his options and see what is happening. And of course, it gives Manchester City another year to see what's happening in terms of Ederson. And if he does decide to leave, Do Manchester City want to go out there and sign a new number 2? In which case, that would make Stefan Ortega Moreno Man City's new number 1 and very happy. And perhaps in the next 12 months, they'd be happy to sign an even longer extension. Or maybe it's suggesting that Manchester City want to go out there and sign a new goalkeeper that's going to act as our new number 1. We have to wait for further clarification from Ederson. I'm really happy that Ortega's signed a new contract at Manchester City. I'm absolutely delighted and buzzing for him, so well done to him. It's fully deserved just for that save alone against Tottenham Hotspur. But it is nice to have clarification from there, and what City will be looking for now is to try and get clarification from Ederson one way or another. Does he want to sign a new contract at Manchester City, or does he want to look to move away from the club? Ederson, of course, has huge offers coming in from Saudi Arabia. He's thinking about his options at the moment, currently on international duty ahead of the Copa America. He's not going to make a decision this month, so you're looking at July. He's probably going to go on holiday after the Copa America for a few weeks as well, so we're probably not going to know anything, if I was to put numbers on this, until maybe 6-7 weeks time, and we're looking towards the end of July, maybe even into August. And there has to come a point where surely Manchester City have to say that when it comes to not just Ederson but other first team regulars as well, when it gets towards our preparations for the season, and you go on pre-season and you complete pre-season with Manchester City, unless you are going to be a squad player, then if you're a first team regular, it's just plain and simple, you're going to have to see out another year with the football club, because you can't. What you don't want to do is sell one of your best players or one of your first team regulars in August and then not have enough time to be able to either sign a replacement, or if you can bring a replacement in, clubs then know that you're really desperate, and so you're probably going to be paying more, and then you're going to get ripped off. Man City are notorious for not wanting that to happen. Man City are notorious in not replacing players and taking a longer time to think about things, to bring players in, to make sure that the policy is that the players that you do sign are the right players for the football club, even if that means taking a little bit more time than is necessary to make sure that them decisions are correct. But when it comes to goalkeepers, you just cannot do that. What City cannot do, in my opinion, is head into the season with Ederson being sold, not replacing him, and having Stefan Ortega as one goalkeeper, and you're looking at Scott Carson being the other. Scott Carson is third choice. Stefan Ortega at the moment is unclear as to whether he's going to be first choice or second choice. We need clarity from Ederson. And if I were Manchester City, it seems City were happy to speak with Ortega both in Manchester and in Germany. I'd be sending an entourage out to Brazil and sitting down with Ederson and saying, look, we need clarification by the end of June to know what's happening. If you've not let us know by then, we aren't going to sanction a sale, because it's just not giving us enough time to get things sorted. Because by the time July comes and goes, and if Ederson's still not decided on his future, you've got to stick with it, because it's just so complicated if we don't. So it's a very interesting situation. Does Ederson want to move to Saudi Arabia? He's got something to think about. He's got some time to think about it, but there will be a time frame on that. What's going to happen? Very interesting. Going to keep you guys up to date every single step of the way when it comes to the latest on Manchester City's goalkeeping situation and all the other situations that we've got to address this summer, including the latest on Julian Alvarez. Are we going to need to sign a new striker? Man City's pursuit, of course, of a central midfielder. Are we wanting to add any more depth out wide? What's happening with Savio? What we're going to do with our defence? Lots of interesting things to think about. Not even spoken about Kevin De Bruyne and Kyle Walker also getting no younger, and Manchester City may want to seek towards getting long-term replacements. And what's going to happen with Kyle Walker? Is he going to be a Manchester City player come the start of the season? Is Kevin De Bruyne going to still be a City player come the start of the season? What's happening with Pep Guardiola as well? There's so much to sort when it comes to antics off the field, and that's not even thinking about the 115 charges, and of course Manchester City getting more clarity on this in November as well, which I was going to do a video on for you guys, but there's just loads of fiction, no real fact out there, and end of the day, we're waiting to see what happens, and when we do get get the facts and information in November puts me and all the other City fans and everybody, all the other football fans in a better position to be able to speak. So, yeah, very interesting times at Manchester City. Of course, I will keep you guys up to date every single day here on YouTube with all the latest Manchester City transfer news this summer. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Do copy your thoughts as well in the comments below. And I'll see you again religiously tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. I will also be back tomorrow to start my new series for the summer, which is the transfer show with JSGC, where we can all sit down. You can get your thoughts in. I'll give my thoughts and everything happening and all the latest details, of course, and everything else involving transfers with Manchester City. Did it last summer. You guys loved it. Did it in the winter window. You guys loved it. And it's back for this summer from tomorrow. So I'll see you then, as well as a Manchester City transfer update. So I'll see you tomorrow. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.